company entered India during the BPO boom time, and since then they've scaled to new heights. I'm talking about Convergys, and our guest today on Boss's Day Out is Sukant Srivastav, Country Head of Convergys India Services.
Hi Neha, how are you?
Very well. Hi Sukant, how are you?
Come on in, I'm doing well.
Going on, Sukant?
So far so good, Neha. Have a seat please.
Thank you so much. Alright, so what's a typical day like for you, Sukant? How do you start your day?
Well, usually we are early risers because the kids leave for school around 7:30, and then my wife and I try to hit the gym. And work out, we try to get to the gym 5 days a week. That's something that we try to adhere to.
Alright, so we're just going to go to the gym?
Yeah, I was looking to head out to the gym and get some workout done.
Alright, looks like a plan.
By the way, Neha, I haven't introduced you to my wife, Rupa.
Hi.
And we usually work out together, so she's going to join us at the gym.
Alright, so let's get going.
Outstanding.
Let me ask you this, as we are in the current slowdown, when you wake up in the morning, what do you really feel that, there's so much of uncertainty in the market these days?
Absolutely.
So when you wake up in the morning, what kind of thoughts come into your mind, like, how's it going to be the business? Does it make you a lot of apprehensive?
Well, it certainly causes us to pay a lot of attention to what's going on. As you rightly said, Neha, that there's a lot of unpredictability in the marketplace. So you kind of tend to wake up in the morning and say, what's new today, right? What's the new wave of news, good or bad, right? We look at, we closely watch our customers' businesses because we're tied to our clients' businesses. We closely watch the currency market because we have, we earn our revenues from different parts of the world, and the foreign exchange actually has an impact on our profitability. And we just watch the efficiency of our operations. I mean, you just watch your basket very, very closely every day, probably at half-hour intervals.
I see a lot of green on the table. Hopefully there'll be a lot of green in the business too.
I am with you on that sentiment.
You're hoping into that.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you ma'am so much for such a lovely breakfast. I really enjoyed it. Alright, Sukant. So, what are we doing now? What's headed for the day?
You know what? My official work day doesn't start till 12:30. So actually, I have a guitar lesson lined up next. If you're interested in coming along,
really?
I do take music lessons twice a week, and that's on my schedule next.
Very interesting. All right, so let's go get some music then.
All right, thank you.
So we are here at the Music School Performance Collective where Sukant takes his guitar classes before he heads out to work every day because he's one of the very few lucky ones who gets to do that. Sukant.
Yeah, that's right now because my work day starts at around 12:30, so I have the morning to myself, and I've been into music for a long time, and I've been playing guitar casually for a very long time, but when I came back to India, I met Benjamin, and that made me realize how much little I know about guitar. So I'm trying to make amends to that.
I'm so jealous of you that you get to do that, and I can't. Anyway, so what are we playing today here?
We're working on a piece called Music Corner, and it's based on 12-bar blues. And what I'm learning these days is the finger picking style of playing the guitar, where you use all your fingers instead of just using a pick and strum all the strings together. So this is a piece that we're working on, and hopefully, we'll do good. I'll do good.
I'm ready for some really nice music now.
Right? Yeah.
Alright, so we have reached the corporate office of Convergys in Gurgaon. So Sukant, what's the first thing on the agenda?
Well, Neha, there's a meeting lined up with the leadership team. We actually are giving out a quality award that we won last week. So let's go and meet with the team.
Alright, let's go. Alright, so here we are in a meeting, actually a virtual award ceremony where Convergys won the National Quality Award for the Bangalore and Delhi team, which worked together on a project.
Yes.
That's right, Sukant?
Yeah, actually it's an award given by QCI, Neha, and we won the national award in the services category on economics of quality. So given the fact that we have made a commitment on continuous improvement and Six Sigma to make it the DNA of our operation here, this is a very big win for us. So we're excited about that, and we got a team over here, both here in Delhi and the team in Bangalore on Videocon, and we're going to hand over the certificate and the trophies here.
Great, congratulations to all of you.
Thanks. Great job. We're going to do this again, right?
All right, Sukant, what's the plan now?
Well, let's grab a quick bite and then we'll get on with the rest of the agenda, if that's okay with you.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good to me. I'm quite hungry.
Yeah, so we got some good options here. You like some chicken sandwich?
Sure.
All right, so let's pick up chicken sandwich and some coffee for you.
Sukant. This room looks like a lot of screens out here. What's going on here?
So Neha, this is our workforce management command centers, one of the 3 command centers in the world that Convergys has. And what we do from here is we manage our labor planning and our incoming call traffic planning on a real-time basis, which means that every minute as new calls are coming in, we are assessing our staff availability to match those our capability to take those calls, and if there's an overage or a shortage at that point in time, the people here are communicating in real time with the team leaders and ops managers to address those overages or shortages.
So even though we talk about slowdown, but as I watch these screens in the command center here, volumes are actually going up as a lot more queries are coming from the Western economies as the financial world is upside down. But here, the slowdown doesn't seem to be hitting the queries, Sukant.
Well, in different magnitudes, yes. I would say yes and no, but the type of calls we're receiving are changing because of the economic situation. Yeah.
Very interesting. So here behind me, there's a singing competition that's about to start where new and old employees at the Convergys campus are going to get together for a tough and nasty competition. So Dan, what an interesting way to engage employees. So how do you think these events are very important, especially when you're employing a large chunk of youth?
Yeah. So Neha, this is part of our Fun at Work program and strategy. Our employees work under a very stressful environment. They spend a long part of their day here. We want to make their presence here worth their while. They want to enjoy when they are at Convergys, and they actually want to be inside this building with the whole spirit. And this competition is actually going on in every site we have in India, and the finals will be a gala, final round, where some big prizes would be won and lost. So
sounds very exciting to me. So how about we take a seat and enjoy the competition?
Let's do that.
We're now going to be entering training room where Sukant is going to be welcoming the new employees who've joined the company, and you're going to teach them about the culture of Convergys.
Yeah, it's just a welcome and say hello and make sure that our employees are having a good experience in their first couple of weeks with the company, and that's very important for us.
Okay, let's go. What's going on?
Yeah. Hello, it's nice meeting you again. My name is Sukant Srivastava. I'm your country manager here in Convergys India. I'd like to get to know each of you a little bit better, so why don't we just go around the room and introduce ourselves. I'd like you to take 30 seconds to introduce yourself and share one interesting fact about yourself. So I'll go first. Again, I'm country manager. I'm married. I have 1 wife, 2 kids. I'm based here in Gurgaon. As I said, I've been with the company for almost 18 months. Prior to this, I was based in the United States in a beautiful place called Jacksonville, Florida for 12 years. So moved to Gurgaon recently, well, not recently, but a year and a half ago. And in my free time, I like to play the Spanish guitar. So that's something I love doing when I have some time. So remember that you're part of a company that thinks of itself as a leader, and our customers recognize us as a leader in the customer management space. So we're going to take advantage of a slowing economy and increase our distance from our competition. All right?
After their introduction with Sukant, team here is getting trained for some voice enhancement modules that will get them ready to professionally take calls. at the call center floor for the telecom processes at Convergys. Sukant, when we think of a BPO, the first thing that comes into anybody's mind is jobs. Now, in the current environment, how are you seeing the hiring trend? What's your hiring guidance going forward?
We're cautiously optimistic, Neha, because last quarter we had record hiring because we added so many new positions within the business, and we're actually ramping up some of our major processes this quarter as well. So far so good, but having said that, we're cautiously optimistic because there's so much unpredictability in the environment that we want to maintain line of sight to the sales pipeline so that we're managing our labor and our ramp up and down very, very carefully.
But if the clients, and as a lot of your client base is from the Western countries, as they are sort of scaling down, how are you trying to match up their slowed down demand with your hiring?
So it's a mixed bag, right? There are some customers who are facing a slowdown in demand. There are others who want to move more work to offshore to cope up with the cost pressures that they have within their business. So it's so far it has kind of balanced out for us. So we are not experiencing a short decline in the overall demand.
When it comes to your local services, you're paying like
Sukant, I could see the floors just starting to get filled up as the night begins. Well, people are going home, but people are coming to work here.
Absolutely, yeah. This is the rush hour for our business.
A very typical of the BPO culture. You're addressing a different time zone.
Yeah.
And you get to work so late. I mean, it's 9 o'clock and it's still 2 more hours before Sukant calls it a day. So working late and, because you're catering to your clients in a different time zone, how do you actually manage the balance in your family life?
Well, it's tough, right? Having a schedule that's out of sync with the rest of the society is always challenging. I virtually don't get to see my kids during the week. When I get home, they're sleeping, and when they get up to go for school, I'm sleeping. So I typically catch up with them over the weekend, and we try to catch a movie together, and we actually, 3 of us go to the music school on Sunday.
Certainly a challenge working in a different time zone, but we know one kind of time that's all around the world is the time of recession and slowdown. Yeah. So one question that's coming into my mind is that how are clients looking at this time? Are they looking up to you to say, we want cost cutting, so we want to give you more business, or they're sort of holding back their decisions?
Well, we're seeing a couple of trends in the market, so it's kind of a mixed bag. The customers who already have been offshoring seem to want to offshore more because they've already established the framework for offshoring because they're experiencing cost pressures. On the other hand, there are clients who have put their outsourcing decisions on hold, or the decision cycles are becoming longer because there is uncertainty within the organization and their own business. So we're seeing both these trends compete with each other, so to speak. The view is that it's going to be very tough throughout 2009 at least.
Well, certainly we don't have a hold on time as to know when this uncertainty will end, but I know for sure that you have a lot more work to get going as Europe and US is waking up, so you're going to be taking calls from your client. Yeah. So I'm just going to go and call it a day for myself, and I'll let you do your work. So Sukant, it was absolute pleasure spending an entire day with you. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for teaching us what Convergys is all about. It was a great pleasure.
No, pleasure is all mine. I enjoyed the interaction as well, so thank you for making the time.
this way are heading home. But here at Convergys, and that's the building behind me that's all lit up, work is just about to begin as American and European markets wake up. The feeler that I got today spending an entire day with Convergys, with the management and the employees, is that productivity would be the real booster to combat the slowdown. And with that thought, we are leaving you with a song that Sukan sang for us. This is Neha Jain with camera person AJ Joseph for NDTV.
ये जीवन है, इस जीवन का यही